What happens when a computer scientist and an electrical engineer with no agricultural experience decide to become farmers? Well, apparently something that has never been done before.
Heron's Meadow Farm is Maryland's first tea farm. We bought the farm, it'll be 10 years ago this December, and came up with the crazy hairball idea to try to grow tea here in a state that has never tried to grow it before.
Yes, tea. That cozy passport in a mug that's been connecting us to different cultures and customs for centuries. And while Maryland might not come to mind as a tea capital of the world, here in Woodbine, something unique is brewing.
And it was almost a fluke. We were down at a cafe in North Carolina having lunch. We're both drinking iced tea, and I just had this thought that occurred to me. It's like, hey, we both like tea. I wonder if we can grow that. And that's really the spark that started it.
It's almost kind of like this dream come true, or a dream that didn't really knew I had until it culminated. I like the fact that we're kind of paving the way. I like the fact that I've produced something new in the world. So this field is my happy place.
Happiness isn't the only crop being cultivated in Bob and Lori's field. It's filled with Camellia Sinensis, the evergreen shrub from which tea comes from. And today is harvest day.
Fundamentally, I'm just looking for the gorgeous new growth. Leaves that look supple and young, those make the best cup of tea. One of the first questions that people ask us when they come to the farm is, what kinds of tea do you grow? And we have to explain, well, we grow all kinds because they all come from that same plant. True tea is tea that is brewed from the leaves of Camellia Sinensis.
Popular varieties like rooibos and herbal teas are actually called tisanes, or an infusion of leaves, flowers, and fruits, whereas white, green, oolong, and black come from Camellia Sinensis and are considered the true teas.
What makes them different is the amount of oxidation and processing that you provide to each batch of leaves.
The first step from harvest to steep is the withering process. This will reduce the moisture content and start breaking down the cell membranes. Green tea won't wither as long and instead moves to a step called kilgreen.
Now this step is what keeps a green tea green. It's going to stop the oxidation of the leaves. For a black tea, you want that oxidation to continue, and they'll get darker and darker and darker. So most people understand, like if you slice an apple or an avocado and just leave it out, it starts to brown. That's the oxidation. That's the fundamental difference between a green tea and a black tea.
Bob and Lori use the sous vide method. They vacuum seal the harvest and then heat it to about 150 degrees, stopping the oxidation. Next, hand rolling breaks down the cell walls, extracting oils to enhance the flavor of the tea.
All right, so we've done some rolling so far. Once I'm done with that, they go into the oven and get dried for a few hours. When it comes out of the oven, what we'll have is a finished tea that looks just like that.
It'll then be packaged up and sold in Lori and Bob's storefront. Along with the locally grown tea, Lori is offering up pots and mugs that she has designed and crafted herself.
Pottery came first in my life, and I had discovered that making teapots was my favorite project when I was throwing something. So when we talked about growing tea and starting the tea farm, it all kind of was very synergistic and clicked. To me, drinking tea can be very ritualistic. There's tradition and ritual steeped into it, and a lot of that, you look at the vessels that different cultures and ancients used to, partake in a tea ceremony. And to me, that's what I love.
The next challenge that Bob and Lori hope to overcome is the propagation of their plants. The bushes they are growing have been sourced out of state, tracing their origins to Sochi, Russia.
We are now at a point where we can harvest seeds from our plants. The problem we are having, Maryland winters are too cold for them to go out into the field that first year. So we need to winter them over. I tried wintering them over indoors last year. That experiment failed.
Undeterred, Bob and Lori plan to build cold weather frames to protect their seedlings through the winter. If successful, the benefits for Maryland agriculture go beyond Heron's Meadow Farm.
If we can come up with something that is more tolerant to our cold and more adapted, maybe it produces more, maybe it's more commercially viable for other farmers to put in the ground. And for me personally, it's just more that this is a challenge to me, and I like to see things come to fruition and, you know, your hard work pay off.
For now, we'll just have to wait and see if Camellia Sinensis can become the next big Maryland crop. Until then, well, there's always a cozy cup of tea. Thanks for watching Maryland Farm and Harvest. We hope you liked the video. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. To learn more about our show and watch full episodes, check out mpt.org/farm or just click the link in the description.